All right, hello. This is Jesse Reich, also known as Aggored, the CEO and co-founder of Splinterlands, and I'm giving what I call the State of Splinterlands. We have 2-week-long seasons, and at the end of every season, I try to go through and explain what it is that we're up to, and how is our whole ecosystem doing. So first off, I like to just start with generally, what do we believe? As a company, we try to empower our players, give them as much freedom, ownership, and control as possible of all of their assets to do what they want to the best of our ability and to their ability. We believe the community is core, that, this game lives and dies by the number of players and how enthusiastic they are and how much they like the game and advocate for us. So community is absolutely essential to everything that we do. We want to keep the game highly replayable. Just make sure that we're adding new elements and that no two matches feel the same. Mobile is absolutely essential to our growth. There's just so much of the traffic in the world is mobile, and so we're working hard to get the mobile app for this out. We know that this game is already a worldwide success, and we want to keep facilitating it being a multilingual global ecosystem where people all over the world are welcome here. We know that one of the biggest limitations of blockchain technology is how scalable it is. So we're doing everything we can to smartly be able to grow and make sure that this game has every opportunity we can imagine to be successful and really break into the mainstream. That's our goal. So, history of success, we're doing everything we can to make sure that the decisions that we make today are the best that we can, and so that when we look back in the future, that we've made as many good decisions as possible to help, just get more players, get more battles, get more market activity, get more people buying, get more people trading, playing in tournaments. I mean, that's how we're measuring this, and ultimately, we want this game to work for people of all budgets. So I know that's a lot of different things in there, but hopefully that gives you some sense of what it is that we are trying to accomplish generally. In case you missed it, Splinterlands is on HIVE. We've been doing this for a couple weeks now, and things are actually really smooth. It's going quite well, and some of the technical challenges we were facing earlier, having still been on Steam, have actually been drastically mitigated by having moved to HIVE. So from a technical execution of blockchain code level, this has been a really good transition. In terms of one of the biggest pieces of news that we put out there, UBISOFT, a AAA game studio and one of the biggest game companies in the world, invited Splinterlands to take part in the Entrepreneurs Lab that they host. So we are one of the teams that are in Season 5. So we get to go work with the Ubisoft team. We're in touch with some of their business people, their marketing people, their legal teams. And their development. So we're working with those guys for them to learn from us, for us to learn from them. It's a pretty collaborative experience. I'm glad that we're doing this, and it's fun to work with the dudes from Ubisoft. They're smart, and I like them. So I'm honored to be part of that, and looking forward. This goes on through November, so we got another 5 months of work ahead of us with them. So other big news, we stay at the top of dapp Radar. So these are the rankings for dapp Radar. And you can see I included all the way up to number 10 here because I wanted to show off that Hive blog and Peak D are also in from the Hive category here. So 3 of the top 10, they're coming from Hive, and the number 1 is from Hive. So for all the Hivers that are out there, Hivians, the bees, or whatever you guys want to call yourselves, we're making a splash here, and I think that's pretty exciting. So, number 1 with a bullet. And it's not just there. Here's State of the Dapps. I don't know. I'm pretty certain that dapp Radar is the biggest out of all of them. And I think State of the Dapps is up there. State of the Dapps was one of the first to go get Hive listed, so I want to go sort of showcase some of what they're doing too. But we're staying on the State of the Dapps over there as well, so I'm pretty excited. And you can see that Peak D and Hive Blog are doing well here as well. And I want to give those guys props because it's this mix of having a great game and tied to social media so that our players will blog about our game. We spent relative to any other game that's reached this size or success, we've spent so little on marketing. It's unreal. And it's not that marketing isn't happening, it's that it's happening through all of these microtransactions and blogging and upvoting that's provided by services like PeakD and HIVE.blog. And they are awfully responsible for the success of our game. So it's important to me to stress that Splinterlands operating on Hive works really well for us for the technological backend, but that social media layer, what some of the folks call the layer zero of the blockchain, the people, you can find them and they actually interact and they all live on Hive. So props to them, and those are two of the apps that are up and coming, and it's great to see more and more users there. Now this one's pretty funny. I've been laughing about this all week. The guy that posted this, he called that thing a T-shirt, and so it's pretty funny to think of the baby onesie as a T-shirt. I don't know how many of you snap up your crotch when you're putting on your shirts, but anyways, look, that's an aside. But Splinterlands. We want to go get physical loot out there, and we have our in-game cryptocurrency dark energy crystals, and there's a plugin for WooCommerce that works with WordPress, and that plugin not only allows you to accept Hive and HBD, but actually accept some of the Hive engine tokens, of which dark energy crystals can be one of them. And that means that in the not too distant future, we'll be selling, onesies and T-shirts separately. But you'll be able to go buy some gear and some sweet gear, but you'll pay by having played games, won matches, fought in tournaments, and you'll get sweet loot because of it. So that's in the works. That's something that we're planning, and it'll accept dark energy crystals, which I think is just totally awesome. Okay, so then some of the basics here. What is Splinterlands? We're two things. We're a next generation game development studio. Matt and I are the founders. I bring a sales background. Matt brings a 20-year coding background. We have two people in our marketing team. We have two developers and one full-time designer. And that collectively is the heart and soul of the core team. We have maybe another dozen contractors that we work with. And then, of course, the Splinterlands universe kind of falls into that whole community piece. In terms of the game itself, though, we are the most popular blockchain-based dapp in the world. So when I say Splinterlands, I'm sometimes going back and forth between the team and the blockchain-based game. So we chose gaming. Matt and I love gaming, and we also love crypto, and we feel like crypto is a phenomenal portal into crypto. So here you can see 66% of the U.S. population over the age of 12 are gamers, 2.2 billion gamers worldwide, and the blockchain market is expected to grow pretty drastically in just a short amount of time. And there's a giant problem that exists there in that, this dude, he buys a video game, spends $60, plays it for a month, and at the end of that, maybe he's got an internet friend or two, but really has nothing left to show in terms of value. That's just money out the door. And that to us is bad. So what we like about this whole gaming atmosphere and using blockchain to facilitate that gaming is that, you think about card games, you used to be able to own and hold the cards. So you had like ownership and you could trade and do what you wanted with that. For the digital games, when they moved, you kind of lost the ownership, but you got this convenience factor because now it's internet connected and you can play whenever you want. But Splinterlands, by relying on a back end that is blockchain technology, allows us to get the best parts of the physical game, which is the ownership, the ability to buy and sell cards, to trade them, to transfer them, to have all that data live on the blockchain. For you to use your posting key to actually have these transactions happen. It's got the convenience of your digital games in that, you can play this thing anywhere with an internet connection. And then lastly, we feel like we're helping to invent this new era where the games are paying you, and so that here, whenever you're winning, you're actually earning cryptocurrency, and that's exciting to us. And so hopefully your brain starts thinking, "Wow, this is great! I can play anytime, trade anytime, and earn every win." And I think that's really powerful. So this is the first time that I showed this. This is the DEX by value, and I'm going to go back and forth between this 527 value, which is the first one of these that I posted, and today's current value. And today is the June 18th. So we're just a couple weeks separated from what I'm presenting. So you can see the DEX by value, what that is. That's a list of account names. And on that list of account names, you can see the current value of their collection. There's a bot that operates in the Splinterlands Discord, and which is at discord.splinterlands.com, and you can type in commands, and all of this can pop out on the left. The right is from a website called Peak Monsters. Maybe I will start showcasing them just so that you can see what they do. But the market cap and the retail value, or the current values of those editions, comes from Peak Monsters. And then lastly, the sold out market values are coming from a website called Steam Engine, steam-engine.com. And in full transparency, I own that website. The back end is public and runs through this smart contract platform, but the front end is something that I operate separately from Splinterlands. Okay, so the DEX, you can see the top one is 170,000, and then at the bottom here we got Matt Clark with a $34,000 collection. The edition value, that's the individual collectors. When you look at all of the collectors in total, you get up to a valuation of 5.4 million. We sold these packs at $2 in bulk. You could get them at about $1.70. And for the alphas, we sold out of the alpha packs, and the players at the time valued them at 1.64 million. Betas are valued at 1.63 million. Untamed, just shy of 600,000. Reward, 660,000. Promo, 880,000. My favorite story out of all of that is that the reward cards are stuff that we give away. You like finish your daily quest, or you place well at the end of a 2-week-long season and you get rewards cards. We gave those for free, and the players are valuing them at $660,000. That to me is one hell of a success story. Now down here we have these market values. The alpha packs are at $8.80 per pack, and beta is at $3.06. Now let's go look at today's value, and you can see, we'll snap back and forth. So the TH12 Moon account was at 170. Now it's at 190. And then at the bottom of the list here, we have Matt Clark, and now we actually have a new entrant, Neoxian. So to be in the top 10 holders of accounts, you have to own a minimum of $40,000 worth of cards at today's value. For the edition value, it was at 5.4 million, and you can see over the last 2 to 3 weeks or so that it's now at 5.6 million. Alpha and beta are relatively constant. The Untamed has gone up pretty substantially. The rewards have gone up, and then the promos have snuck up a little bit too. So they're still jostling a little bit. Who knows where that'll go, but those are some of the changes. For the market packs, though, this is pretty incredible. There's not enough packs for everybody. You just can't. There's just not enough. So for those alpha packs, they're now trading at $20.47, and the beta packs are up from the $3.06, and they're now trading for $3.19. So we'll keep an eye on that and see where those prices go. All right, so this is from the 5/27 date, and you can see that Yoden Zaku is trading for $17. You can see on that day we had $3,000 of transactions and just shy of 10,000 trades. You can see up here Mimosas at 11, and then down at the bottom there, the Gloridax Guardian is at 123. So now if we skip forward a little bit, here you can see that Yoden has gone up. We have this new summoner, Chancius, so I'll talk about that in just a second. Mimosa's down slightly, but now the least expensive card that's on this display screen is $1.90. Trading volume's pretty healthy at 7,200 and over 10,000 transactions, almost 11,000. So I guess I probably should have put this at the beginning that we had a airdrop. So congratulations to everybody that got Chancius the Great. I think he is a fantastic summoner. He is a beast. So he's got repair, he's got triage, and then he's also got resurrection, and that combination is just pretty killer. So repair works on an individual monster, and the triage works on an individual monster that is different from Zaku, that is different from Mimosa. For those two, they're granting abilities to all monsters. Here, Chancius is acting like a monster with those two abilities. Or I guess 3 abilities, because there's Resurrect as well, but that's not popping off every round. You can see here, I saw some of these sell for $15, and those ones are already off the market. But it looks like here's some market depth that you can check out. $17 is about the cheapest one. There's some depth there at $19 because of Komarex Za, and then it starts going up. There's probably 20 odd cards that are for sale at a reasonable price, like sub $20. But that's only 2 max cards. So there's basically 2 max Chancius the Great that are available for sale, and then after that they go up pretty substantially. So now what we're looking at is, again, from a couple weeks ago, this is the market prices for the gold foil cards. So you could see Yoden Zaku was trading at $525, Mimosa's at $249, and the lowest price card in the list of this top 15 is $40. So we scoot over here. Actually, you can see there were only 2 Yoden that were for sale. Now there's 9 Yoden, and Yoden's come down a little bit. Chancius the Great, so congratulations to the 14 people that are sitting on Chancius the Great. We airdropped those cards, so you received them quote unquote for free. You had to buy packs to be eligible, but if you earn them, then congrats, you got them. And those cards are trading for $249 is the lowest list price. You can see that Kron the Undying, he's got a nice little comeuppance here from 70 odd bucks to 230, and Mimosa a little bit down from 249. There's more available for sale, so she's down to 204. Looks like Magnor got a nice little boost from 60 bucks to 95, and it looks like maybe a couple of those just came off the market. And then down at the lowest price available, you can see that High Priest Darius, HPD, dude is trading at $48. So we're seeing, the bottom of the top 15 cards in the Untamed series seems to be creeping up in price at least a little bit. Here's the all-time, these are just the alphas. So this is how the alphas were doing, but on this next slide, this is how all of these, alphas, betas, and untamed, this is what the current snapshot of the most expensive cards are. And I'll note, we have the Archmage Arius and Prince Julian. None of those 2 cards have not sold on the market. So there's been a private trade for Prince Julian that went for $3,500. To my knowledge, that's the most expensive single card that's ever traded. And then you can see that these other cards, they're multiple hundreds, and some of these you just can't really get. Like Lord of Darkness, there's literally 1 that somebody's willing to sell, and there's only 26 in the entire world. So some of these cards from the alpha are pretty scarce, and just, there you go. To be in the top 15 most expensive cards, the lowest one right now is Yoden, and that's at $300. So here's the market cap. There's 2 ways. So I know that I shared earlier that the market cap was 5.4 million. There's more than one way to calculate this thing. So one of them, this chart is using the Discord bot. The other one that I'm showing that was higher is using the Peak Monsters calculation. So this is where we were back a couple weeks. And now I'm happy to report we are over 5 million. We actually had we've gone up and down at various parts during this. And I've been looking for daily closes, like a real close where it's above the market cap, setting a new all-time high, and we are finally over $5 million. And I'm just thrilled. I think that's fantastic. Really nice to see. That looks like a healthy growth curve. It looks like players have been buying quite a bit of cards. And we're at the all-time high. So, I don't know. If you look back, what's sort of fun is now we can look back a year on this chart, because here's 2019, and that's June, and here's the beginning of June here. Back here, the cards were, I don't know, like a 1.5 million, and you can see that the market cap has tripled over the past year. And I just encourage you to think through, like, how have your altcoins done in that last year? Did they triple in value? I don't know. I'm very pleased with the progress that has happened here and the growth of this game overall. So kudos to all the players and those that are enjoying seeing the market cap continue to creep up. Okay, so then for most bot packs, again, this is a Discord bot, so you can just track to be at the top. You have had to have purchased 57,000, and to be in the top 10, you have had to purchase 11,000. And those numbers haven't changed too much. We have seen a little jostling for position, and some of the biggest pack buyers kind of a little bit of numbers. You can pause this and go back. There's not too much difference there. Top 10 users, most cards in the deck, you can kind of check this out. It was 189 and then 111, and then down here is 24,000 or 25,000. So it's 189. Comarex Zaw has been selling off some, so we're down to 82,000 there. But to make it into the top, we've gone from 24.6 to 26.4. So that number is creeping up. It's getting more competitive to be one of the top 10 holders. So this is total by BCX. So the most cards in the deck, if you're not familiar with the game, you combine cards, and when you combine cards, it levels them up, and it makes them more powerful, and it helps you rank. But it would shrink how many cards are in your deck. This kind of ignores that because it's counting, how many level 1 cards are all combined into what you've created. And so you can see the highest up here is 327,000. The lowest is 88,887 and 328. So that's a little bit higher. And then down here at the bottom, it's 91,600. And also you'll notice that Cool Bowser snuck in there too. So they got 93,000. Cool Bowser wasn't in here before. So we're seeing some jostling for position in top 10 of the who's got the most number of cards based off of how many level 1 cards have been combined to all their stuff. This is the decimation chart. So here's a chart where if you go into the Discord, you can type $decimation, and it will show you how these cards over time are, how the supply of them is changing. And this is one of my favorite charts, one of my favorite stories. The one that I think is kind of easiest to tell is this Alpha series. So at the time that we were tracking, so we started with 300,000 packs, and there are 5 cards per pack. So that means that at most you could have 1.5 million cards. And by the time that we were tracking this back in the beginning of 2019, we had already shrunk down to 500,000 cards. And that goes back to this mechanic whereby if you shrink the number of cards into one card that's more powerful, that card will level up, and it gets new abilities and stats, and that will help you rank up so you can earn more, and all that stuff is happening. And so the players are responding because they want more powerful cards. So you can see that already by 2019, by March here, more than 67% of the cards have been combined, and only 33% or so were remaining. Where we are now with the alpha, let me see, I gotta stop moving my mouse for a second. But where we are now is 295,000, which means that more than 80% of the cards have been combined. And that to me is pretty cool. The same kind of story is happening here for the betas too. The betas, we did 1.5 million packs, and you could have had 5 cards per pack, which means that at most you could have had 7.5 million cards in the wild. But we never even got above 1 million cards in the wild. It kind of topped out there. The beta max was 992,000. So that's exciting to me, because it just means that the what you're seeing is the beta cards. There's still some packs, so you might get one more spike or something that happens, but you're seeing a steady decline of how many cards. Some people are burning them to get dark energy crystals out of them. Some people are combining them, but we'll see if it holds. But it looks like 1 million cards from the beta series might be the all-time high there. And then for the Untamed, we're looking at maybe 725,000 or so. All told, I think this is it's a pretty cool story. On the right, you have the rewards cards. So it's using the scale on the right now. So those cards don't get into the millions. So this is kind of a zoomed in view of those. And you can see that the rewards cards and the promo cards are going up. For the rewards cards, when we changed the rules of how the loot chests work, and we introduced, we basically saved players a step. Instead of having to go get a card and then burn it, we just started giving them dark energy crystals. So you could see that the number of reward cards, like how many of them are going out, slowed. There's a little spike here because we just did that last, that Chancius. So he's not a promo code. He's not a promo card, so he should probably be in the somehow in the Untamed. But this is what we're looking at. Here are the cards that are coming out, and you can see that the main additions here, the alphas and the betas that have sold out, are steadily declining, and it looks like the Untamed. We'll see where it goes. My guess is that it'll still continue to rise before it'll eventually start shrinking down. But that's speculative. We'll see where it goes. I don't actually know that for sure. Okay, so this site used to be steamweb.pl, but he has since migrated this thing over to hivedata.space. So the charts look a little different. If you're used to seeing them, sorry about that. I'm excited about this one. This is the number of games played, and the number of games played, that's 100,000 in a single day, and we're sitting here at about 96,000 or so. So we are. It probably won't happen during this season, but I'm hoping that by the end of next season, we'll be at 100,000 games played in a single day, and that's just awesome to me. Very exciting. All right, next up, this is the number of users that are playing, or number of accounts that are playing. And again, what's kind of fun about this is that you can look at the low point, which was back in May, and here we were down at like 1,400. We're up to our all-time high. We're down below it now because the season just ended, but for the last season, this was around like 5,400, something like that. So that's like triple. We're on a great path here. It's not quite year over year, but year over year, roughly, we're seeing about triple the number of accounts playing, and I think that's pretty exciting. The two little divots, people sometimes ask about that. This one, the blockchain, Steam blockchain went down for a hard fork, so that's in there. And then this one is because this is the switch from Steam to Hive. And it's not recording all the data because some of the data was on a different blockchain. And then this is where we're combining in the transactions too. I'm a little bit sad about this one because normally you get this nice clean spike, but just because of the timing of when the season ended, this is actually spread out over 2 days. So it's not quite as clean, but this is our all-time high here. This is 5,575 accounts all interacting on the same day. So congratulations, everybody. We're growing, and that's exciting because there's more people that are interested and more accounts that want to hold the cards that you currently own. And that should be, I think that is a great thing. We slowed down some of our Facebook ads. So I want to show this. So we lowered the daily budget. I had been doing about $100 a day. The cost per result is pretty fantastic. At $1.46, that's about a quarter of what I've seen under other parts of the industry paying to go bring new players in. So I'm really pleased with this result of, all right, now I'm convinced we can get players from Facebook very inexpensively into the game. But some of the metrics, and I don't have good screenshots for them because they're not compiled great, but the some of what we're seeing is that the new players are struggling and they're not starting off really well. That's not quite true. We started running on Brave, and I don't have a screenshot for that yet either, but the Brave results seem to be stronger and better just for getting new players in. So it seems like we're not doing enough to go help normies that aren't familiar with crypto get into playing this game as a crypto game. So it's on our radar to go improve that experience, but we're seeing that in the numbers. So I'm slowing this down some again. We're not giving up on this by any means, but I just don't want to spend money to then have the players be like, all right, I'll play a couple games and stop. We want them to really understand and learn more about what it is that we're doing, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get there. So that's in the works. It's not there yet, but this number is super encouraging, and we'll make it. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that the players that we can bring in very inexpensively stick around. So here's our product roadmap. We have the anytime tournament updates. We're looking to go put some of this stuff live pretty soon. There's the collection score or your power score that should be in there before too long. I think that we actually have a handle on how to calculate that smartly. And the other one that our players have been requesting quite a bit is just sort of how tournament prizes are distributed, especially when there's ties. So we have some improvements coming for that. Matt always wants to kill me if I ever give timelines, but I'm going to go with very soon. So we'll see what that looks like. For mobile app development, this is ongoing. We know that we need to get these iOS and Android apps released. So that is active development right now. And active development are kind of these the deck floors, but not just the deck floors, but individual league leaderboards. So silver, gold, bronze, diamond, and champion all get separate leaderboards with prizes and things that are part of them. So it's not just are you one of the top 100? Yes, no. Okay, now it's going to be, where are you in your different leagues? Are you the best gold player that there is or the best silver player that there is? And we can track that. We're starting to design some of those elements for the new user onboarding experience based off of the data we were getting from Facebook. So that's under development. And we're kind of, there's stages to development. So this is really tracking what are the developers working on right this second. But there's stuff that we have to get done before we hand off to the developers. So we are currently working on the new user onboarding experience. We're currently working on the land sale. We're currently working on the guild tournaments and boss fights. But these things are not in the hands of the developers right now. Although I guess we have done a bunch of work on the guild tournaments. But that's paused while we're fixing some stuff about the anytime tournaments. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about today. Thanks for tuning in. If you have questions, I'm on. You can find me at peakd.com/@aggored and you feel free to message me there. But the main form of communication that we use is Discord. So go hop into Discord, say hello. If you start playing because you see this, go message me and say, hey dude, I'm a new player and, show me the ropes and come join us in Discord, and happy to give you a nice send off or a nice start into the universe here. So, thanks for checking out State of Splinterlands. Glad to the stuff looks good. The state of the Splinterlands is strong. I'm happy. I'm pleased. I feel like we're going in a great direction. So, congratulations to everybody that's out there, and I'll be back in 2 weeks. All right. Thanks so much. Bye.